Is it right for Christians to support Israel? There's a lot of discussion right now about the genocide is alleged to be taking place in Gaza, Israeli troops killing children, all these kinds of things. So I want to speak in the macro here. And that is, as a general rule, I believe that our disposition should be one of support for Israel. That does not mean that we support all the actions of the Israeli government. That doesn't mean that we don't call out things that we disagree with. It's kind of like having a good friend. You can love the person and you can support the person, but then you can call out things when you see things that you believe are wrong or out of order. And I believe that's the case here. But the biblical reasons for supporting Israel, quite often people look to Genesis chapter 12 and the statement statement by God to Abraham, I'll bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. And people argue about that. No, that's not a blanket statement concerning the Jewish race. It's just pertaining to Abraham. So you get this back and forth. But there's something I think we need to consider, and that is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. The many scriptures, I'm just give you a few, that talk about God himself restoring the Jewish people back to the Holy Land in the last days. So it says in Isaiah 11, verse 11, it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people who are left from Assyria and Egypt, from Pathros and Cush, from Elam and Shinar, from Hamath and the islands of the sea. He will set up a banner for the nations and will assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. You look at Ezekiel 37:21. Then say to them, thus says the Lord, I will surely take the children of Israel from among the nations, wherever they have gone, and will gather them from every side and bring them into their own land. It says the same thing in Amos. It says the same thing in Zechariah chapter 8. It says the same thing there's references in Daniel, the book of Revelation, Jesus' statements in Matthew concerning the Jewish people being reconstituted in the Holy Land during the last days. And the prophets are saying this is an act of God, that God is gathering his people, the Jewish people, back to the land of Israel. You get into replacement theology. Has the church replaced the Jews? Has the church replaced Israel? Is it now? Look, the Bible tells us that God has a plan for the Jewish people. God has a plan for the nation of Israel. So let me reiterate, this doesn't mean that we agree with everything that the nation of Israel does or that their government does, but we recognize as an act of God to bring them back to the land. So we approach the matter with great caution and deference and respect, and as a disposition, tend towards support for the nation of Israel.